Now it's time for Ronnie. Ronnie! And the D-bag.
Homes for the Less is a program that I've been working on for quite a while. It helps people who are in need with low-income housing, low-income food, and low-income pharmaceuticals. And that's a Phyllis Masters program.
People were just claiming that he was just owned by these corporations, that everything he did was just another pack of cigarettes or another bottle of tobacco-scented shampoo.
You have received massive amounts of money from them, almost as if you've been bought in a way.
No.
Politician.
No.
His politician.
No. I was told that Ronnie and the D-bag don't normally ask questions like this, but I will address them.
Well, it's too bad they're not here today to field these questions for you.
Well, the thing was, he wasn't officially a candidate, so any contribution money that was given to his campaign didn't really count.
One of the world's biggest problems is hunger.
Of course.
And if you're the leader of the free world, as I one day hope to be, that's got to be sort of the keystone in your beliefs, in the way you function as a person, in the way you function as a chief executive.
They encouraged him to pledge to help end world hunger.
And I'm here today to pledge to end world hunger. By the end of my second term, whether 2024 or 2028, I plan to end world hunger.
Imagine the kind of power that would come from a statement like that. Imagine if you said, I believe we can cure cancer by the end of my term. Imagine if a president said something like that. This is what Jason was going to do. He was going to make a bold declaration.
It's a war on hunger. We're going to destroy hunger. We're going to obliterate hunger with like you say, like a food bomb. If indeed it takes some kind of deployment like that, just from planes, just dropping food on countries, whether they can handle it or not, whether they want it or not, it's, I call it meal building.
He was losing his focus. I think he was starting to feel like he was selling himself out, which was not true. He was being bought.
We know that there are countries out there that hate our food. And that's fine. But at some point, they're going to have to accept that our food is good for them. And we're going to give them our food. And, they can choose to take it or leave it. But, if you want to live, if you want to survive, if you don't want to starve, you need to take our food.
For Jason to be successful, he really has to know as little as possible. He's just got to go out there and be himself. He's just got to go out there and not know anything. And I think that was what was unfortunate. I think maybe it was our fault, really. We made the mistake of telling him things.
Kind of like feeding a baby.
Yeah, the world is like a baby. And America, if not America, at least the president of America is like a mother. And I have no problem breastfeeding in front of the entire world.
I think it was more of a teamwork thing. He was working with them to end world hunger, and they just wanted everyone to know.
People should be able to protect themselves, but the system that we have in place does not work. Clearly, some of the times the wrong people are getting guns.
Of course.
There's no way to guarantee, we do background checks, we do 5-day waiting periods. Those are all good, and those are a good start. But even still, sometimes there are crimes of passion. People go wrong. Children get a hold of guns. We want to take out that margin of error. So what we're proposing is a lottery system.
Issues can be taught. Personality, you're born with.
I don't think it's very forward-thinking to say that media causes violence. Many people forget to think and realize that often violence causes media. We wouldn't have much of our media today if it wasn't for violence. So, really, radio, film, TV, we all have violence to thank for that.
I think that really is the ultimate question, Put aside the corporations, put aside the money, put aside the bodyguards, put aside the talking points and the cards and everything. Would he make a good president? I don't think he would be a bad president.
If children, teenagers, young people weren't so violent in the first place, artists, namely video game designers, would not feel the necessity to reflect that violence. If this was a happy world, we'd have happy media.
If he was the president, I think things would be different.
Gosh forbid there's another criminal act committed that is linked somehow to video games. They say that video games have caused. My proposal, my campaign team's proposal, is to treat it with immersion therapy. Just as when you're a kid, if you sneak a cigarette and you have a good parent, your parent catches you, they make you smoke the whole pack. A kid commits a crime because they've just played a video game. Give them a gun.
He's not a genius at all, but he's definitely not dumb.
They'll be scared. No kid wants to hold a gun. They're very heavy, they're cold, they're frightening. The kid will immediately put it down. We think that will be effective.
All right. Well, possibly more from Jason Klamm after this commercial break.
Thank you so much, Angela.
Everyone found something wrong with what he said, and it just they ate him alive.